I don't like it. I don't like it.
Not the song. I think the song is pretty dope. But where is this going, ladies and gentlemen? Where's this going? Hmm? Where is this going? This I'm very clear on this. Very, very, very clear on this. And I don't care if I'm in the minority. I don't care how unpopular this opinion is. I do not like competition in hip hop. Everybody says it's healthy for the sport. I beg to differ. But you do get some dope raps from it. But at what cost is what I say. You know, that's my angle. That's my perspective. That's my vantage point. I'm not trying to take nobody else vantage point away. Everyone always say hip hop was built off of battling. I disagree. I believe the first two people who rap was like, yo, son, check out my. You find me the first two people who rap, and I guarantee you that they rapped collaborative before they ever battled, if they ever battled. But I seen somebody in the comments said why. If you're asking why I don't like if you're asking why I don't like competition in hip hop, is because it always leads to violence. Not always, but too many times, and it's too possible. The possibility and probability is too high, and it might be just because I'm sensitive. Like I've always like you know on my way up in the game.
Pause.
I I was one of those dudes. I felt like if somebody dissed me, I'm bringing it to them. You know what I'm saying? And the first time we dissed somebody in hip hop, they brought it to us. It was it was real issues. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just too much possibility and too much probability to go left. It don't necessarily gotta be the rappers. It could be it's almost always the entourages though. And these entourages ain't famous. It's not always happening. Niggas is running into each other in random places. It's not always functions. It's not always the club. It's not always where the cameras is at and all of that. And things be happening. But here we are. Here we are. And the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because Spesh just not dropped the joint. 38 Spesh dropped a joint dissing Jadakiss and Jim Jones. Well, he really ain't even. I don't even really. He was like one little light leg tap at Jadakiss at the end that I heard.
Pause.
But most of the song he was disrespecting Jim Jones. And he was going pretty hard at Jim.
Pause.
You know what I mean? Not really. It's when he was talking about his girlfriend, his wifey, or I don't know if Jim and his girl are married or whatever, but he was saying some scathing things about that, and hey, I thought are women and children off limits or not? And I understand battle rap culture is something different. They sign a contract to accept that disrespect. In return, they get paid and they get to disrespectionize their opponent as well. And they say all kind of wild shit and then they shake hands afterwards. You know what I mean? But yeah, when you talking about rappers, like signed, industry rappers or whatever you want to call the rappers who aren't battle rappers, when you talk about them battling on wax, even though there's no more wax, when it comes to that, As
Pause.
dope as the bar, because I love aggressive bars, right? As dope as the bars be in situations like in that dynamic, there's always that, what I mean? That hint, that possibility that it could go left. Salute to all of the rappers who have engaged in battle rap in the industry and it didn't go left. Like what Joey Badass did with the rappers from LA last year, that was dope. I really appreciated how that went down. Like I didn't even know the prior connection they had with each other, but they was all cool with each other and they was shooting at each other and everything worked out fine as far as I understand. But a lot of these, the Drakes and the Kendricks and the Rick Rosses and the Rockefeller and the Rough Riders and the whoever, it might not have you might not have heard about nothing publicly, but there was incidents where things almost went down, almost where it could have, just it could have went crazy. You hear all of them talk about these moments, G Unit versus Rough Rider and the Fat Joe, the Terror Squad versus G Unit, and all these situations that was potential powder kegs. And as this 38 Special Jadakiss situation started brewing, I started to see like it started out playful. It started out very hip hop when 38 Special was first saying his Jadakiss. We did a song together. We did this. We both featured on my man Benny the Butcher song. I had the best verse on the song. Ever since Jadakiss ain't want to do no song with me or whatever. Come outside, Jada. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come back outside. That seemed all playful. Jadakiss's response seemed playful, not disrespectful. Like he was like, "Come on, cut it out," something like that. Like, "Come on, Sean, cut it out." LOL type of simple, short response. Not disrespectful, playful, man, whatever. Then other people jumped in and commented on it. Jim Jones shared his 2 cents on the matter. You know what I mean? A couple of people, and from what I saw, everybody that gave their 2 cents on the matter, they gave 38 Specials props. None of them said he couldn't rap, but they just, Jadakiss is one of everybody's favorite rappers, so they would, like you ain't done enough to go against no Jada, blah 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 blah. Somewhere along the line, started to feel hostile. When 38 Special went back to Bag Fuel, because that's where he said what he said about Jadakiss the first time. When he went back there, it was after Jim Jones said what he said. It was after Jadakiss allegedly responded twice. On the Big Daddy Kane was the open bar challenge. There was a line. It was again. I'm not sure until Jadakiss said it was a shot at Spesh. I There's gonna always be some doubt in my mind. You know what I mean? Cause I promise you, in the '90s, mad niggas got pressed about some. What you mean when you said blah 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 blah? Niggas like, nah, I didn't mean that. I meant blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh my bad. You sitting there with egg on your face and all of that. But anyway, so the open bar challenge, Big Daddy Kane open bar challenge. Jadakiss says something about a verse you ain't even worth the fee or something like that. Then the Fat Joe song comes out. They debut it on the Joe and Jada podcast. Khaled in there. It's another line on there. Jada said, "Is this about a verse or is it about a career?" Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Joe and Khaled. The song is fire. They in the Joe and Khaled in the background hype. You know what I'm saying? They party into the song. I don't know if somewhere along. I don't know if that triggered Spesh, whatever. But when he went back to Bag Fuel, he was his tone was more aggressive, and it didn't seem as playful. You understand what I'm saying? And I spoke on that the last time I vlogged on this matter, but yeah, Fat Joe, I believe. Who was it? It was were they on Bleak show? Or was Bleak on their show? Somewhere there was Bleak, Joe, and Jada was talking about things, hip hop stuff, and Fat Joe said something about he's like, listen, these vloggers, They say what they want about us, but they stay locked up in a cave somewhere. They don't come outside. To all of the rest of you niggas who be outside, don't think you gonna disrespect and niggas gangstifications and there ain't gonna be no consequences or repercussions. A lot of people take that as a threat. If you take that as a threat, I'm not saying you wrong. I wouldn't blame you. You understand what I'm saying? So the energy is already getting more aggressive. I mean, even though that, whatever. Like dudes, men playfully talk about smacking the shit out of each other all the time, but it's playful and it's when we know each other. Doesn't this ain't that though? I'm just saying, right? But in the song that Spesh just dropped, the I feel like all is fair except for all right, it's all good, but when the things that he said about Jim's wife are an excuse to crash out. They're an excuse to take they are an excuse to take this from where you have a clear advantage at to where nobody has a real advantage at because after you done what I mean is to take this from where Spesh has a clear advantage at, because if you dissing Jim Jones, I think Spesh has a lyrical advantage. But when you start disrespecting his wife, now niggas want to get crazy, right? And then you get crazy, he get crazy, you get crazy. I don't think Spesh is soft. You know what I'm saying? Jim's crash out, Spesh crash out, whatever. The beef is being documented right in front of all our faces right now. You understand what I'm saying? So nobody really has the advantage. The police has the advantage. You understand what I'm saying? And
I don't like it.
I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. So yeah. Raise your hand if y'all think that there's no chance that this situation will get nasty. And I don't mean X-rated, I mean violent. Yeah, I'm just saying. Forgive my silence. I ain't got that much to say, that much more to say. I'm just saying this is why I don't like competition in hip hop. Friendly competition, yes. The when you get on the song, when you know you getting on the song with other killers and you just want to have the best verse on the song, I'm all for it. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to it's problems or like just blatant disrespect, you might as well don't make the record and just punch him in the face or something because that's where it's on its way to. Skip the middleman. Flex Supreme. Pause.
Pause.
Yeah. But anyway, I got a bus move, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh yeah, welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, your tour guide, landlord. I'm the president. I'm the king around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I'm out the damn floor with you if you don't follow the rules. The rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen in the nation, hit the bell. Or if you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen, hit the send us a cash app or a super chat or those the things, the donation. Goddamn it. Hit the Bandcamp link, the merch link, and all of that stuff. If you'd rather hear me rap than to hear me yap, hit the Bandcamp link. So Philly got LeBron, huh?
I don't like it.
I know y'all happy though, but I don't like it. Rock on, rock more.